She needs to be with her parents 30 years from now, not us now.
Nora, I need to know.
My poker face is that bad, huh?
Please. Why'd you keep this from us?
Big mistake. I'm sorry.
What is up, speedsters? Welcome to a brand new Flash Season 5 video. Now this is all about what is Nora hiding from Barry in the trailer. You may have noticed that there is a couple of moments in the trailer where Barry goes asking after Nora that he has to know about something, and she even goes on to say, oh, my poker face isn't that good then, or something like that. So in this video, I'm going to go over a couple of possibilities, theories of what this could actually turn out to be when Season 5 comes to our screens. But before I get right into this video, did you miss my Flash Season 5 Comic-Con trailer breakdown? If you did, the video is right there. Check it out. Come back to this one. And of course, my fellow speedsters, be sure to subscribe to this channel to never miss out on a Flash Season 5 video. So the Flash isn't coming back till October, but the trailer gave us quite a few things to think about until then. And in the trailer related to what we're talking about today, we see Nora saying, oh God, I love this place. And I believe she's talking about Barry's lab. We even see what I believe to be Nora getting her speed tested, because obviously just when a new speedster comes in, we want to know how fast Nora can really go. Of course, there is a popular line from the trailer which kind of goes way back, and it's a popular line in Season 4 as well, earlier on. And that is Barry saying Nora shouldn't be here, and he goes on to say that she needs to be with her parents 30 years from now, not us now. Now, one of the most interesting parts in this trailer to me is definitely when we see Nora in the braille room. Now, if you don't know what I mean by the braille room, it's just that room where the reverse flash suit was. It's where usually Gideon is being displayed, or rather forgotten about, but most people just know it as where the 2024 Flash Goes Missing in Crisis newspaper hologrammy thing is displayed. Now pay attention to this moment in the trailer.
Nora, I need to know.
My poker face is that bad, huh?
Please. Why'd you keep this from us?
Barry does seem pretty stern and concerned with whatever question he's hoping Nora could answer. But with more food for thought with this is when Nora says, my poker face is that bad, huh? Smiling, but almost basically swallowing on her words with nervousness. So when Barry says, please, and why'd you keep this from us? It just really got to me like, what is he really trying to find out here? What is Nora hiding? Because at this point, I definitely think she would have revealed what a big mistake is. But I think there is more to it than that. There is 100% something else that Nora is hiding here from Barry, and that he has conned onto and wants to know. Now, just what could Barry be asking about, guys? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind, and we'll get to the other one later, the first one was about Barry asking after himself, and maybe the fact that he isn't there in the future when Nora grows up. Sure, he might be there when she's a very young child, but he might not actually get to see her grow into the woman she now is, or anywhere near that. Now, remember back to the scene when Nora was in the braille room, and little bonus, notice how she has her speedster boots on and one of her speedster gauntlets, which is interesting. Maybe it activates something in the braille room, but maybe that's another video. Another shot in this trailer is of Barry in the braille room too. Now, the shot of Barry in the braille room is just after turning away from who is most likely Nora, and then facing where the projection would normally be of the 2024 newspaper, or just a projection of the future. Barry then has like this really worrying look on his face, and I'm not even joking. Like, seriously, he looked pretty upset about whatever he's looking at. Now, the next related shot after that is of Nora in the braille room.
I'm sorry.
Now, Nora could be apologizing of the fact that she's made her father aware of the knowledge that he's not around when she grows up, or at a certain point from there on out. And some people have already pointed out, but surely Barry would have already known this. Well, yes and no, because Barry, for all he knew, thought that he might get out of that one, just like every other disaster Team Flash have somehow got themselves into. And maybe he thought they would have solved it by that point. But then again, guys, he generally just might not have actually considered this immediately after Nora dropped the daughter bomb at the end of last season. But when Barry approaches Nora earlier on in the trailer saying, I have to know, he could be chasing this exact thought that we're asking ourselves now, with the very words in the trailer being, I have to know. And Nora's poker face line could just be referencing to the fact that for 3/4 of the episode, she could have been going around with a poker face on, pretending that they're more or less all happy families in the future. Sure, before this, she would have already mentioned her big mistake in Joe's house at the beginning of of season 5 episode 1, but it's been revealed that it's not just one mistake. There's actually a few. So after that last scene in season 4, which season 5 immediately picks up with, for the majority of the episode, Nora could just be deflecting the real truth that Barry wasn't around when she grew up. Now, I think that this is definitely a real possibility, or at least one of the things that she might be hiding in the episode, even though it's obvious with the 2024 article anyway that Barry goes missing and Nora is in like her mid-20s or whatever. So yeah, I get that. But regardless, this could still happen in the episode because it's still a sad thing for Barry and Iris to think about, knowing that Iris will be alone in raising Nora one day. But for me and quite a few people, I feel this really does explain one of the core reasons as to why Nora has gone back in time, which would be to go back in time and get to know her father. Sure, as mentioned earlier, Barry, depending on when Iris gets pregnant, could have raised Nora for like the first 6 or so years of her life, because in the trailer, after all, Nora did reveal that XS, her nickname, is a nickname that Barry gave to her when she was a kid. But the thing is, that doesn't negate the fact that Nora would still desperately want to travel back in time to get to know her father, because she never got to know him beyond her childhood or adolescence. I mean, she never got to know her father when she was like 14, 15, 16, 17, all those years, where that's kind of a different experience than when you're like, I don't know, 5 to 6. Also, more food for thought with this. This could explain why she isn't so hyped around Iris as she is with Barry. And that's probably because in the future, she's never gone more than a few days without seeing her mother, whereas Barry, it could have been like a decade and a half. Or more. Also, in relation to this, we learned from the Flash Comic Con panel that Todd Helbing says that Nora will cling to Barry but will keep her distance with Iris because of something that happened during her time. Now, what if it's because with Nora kind of being a bit young and like a newbie Barry really, in the present, in her future, this is getting confusing now, she's like to her mum, why can't we get dad back, blah blah blah, I've got the Speed Force, we can do this, but Iris is like, I want that too, but you know, your father taught us a very important lesson, we can't do that. But maybe Nora's like, F that, screw that, I'm going back in time anyway. So in the present, in her future, in Nora's present, that they didn't end off so well, and that's why she's made a big mistake in traveling back in time. And also, in addition to this, maybe the times we saw her throughout the season, she'd already time traveled once, gone back to the present, said to her mum, hey, I did this by the way, and it was fine. She went back again, came back again to Iris, and she was like, screw you, what are you doing? And then she did it again, and now this is maybe why she is stuck. So yeah, great job, Nora. Now, there is another theory out there as to why Barry is asking, why would you keep this from us? You know, I have to know. But either way, as some of you may or may not know, Barry and Iris in the comics have twins, and they're known as the Tornado Twins. We can chuck the previous theory into this anyway. So on top of Barry realizing that he won't be there for Nora's upbringing, the look we get from Barry and the fact that he asks, why did you keep this from us? The big mistake could be erasing her brother. Now, personally, I am not even sure about this one. To me, I don't see why Nora just wouldn't say that from the get-go with the big mistake maybe in Joe's house, rather than Barry having to go after her and ask, why are you keeping this from us, and then finding out. Also, Nora in some scenes in the first episode with what we got from the trailer seems pretty happy in the present despite whatever the big mistake is, whereas if you erased your brother, you would be freaking the F out and not really temporarily forget about it and have grins just like what you're seeing on screen right now. So despite whatever Nora's big mistake is, and sure, obviously it's got to do with something changing in the timeline, to me, with Nora's eagerness around Barry and everything I explained in relation to that earlier, it feels like it's more about her coming back in time to see her father, but as a result, she creates a mistake, and maybe that could cause something bad to happen in the future. For example, like the Crisis event in 2024 to go another way round. Maybe Barry disappears in the Crisis but doesn't actually succeed in stopping whatever that event is, and so Central City might be, I don't know, screwed up, and Barry might have sacrificed himself for nothing. Or maybe it does the opposite and Barry is alive, but that screws up so many more things in the future. We hear Barry say in the trailer, we can't let this get any worse. Now, in relation to the trailer, we can't truly know if that's a line from another scene connected to the previous scene to make it seem like it's going on from that scene. But if it is connected to it, the mistake that she shows Barry in the Braille room could be bad, but not bad enough that it isn't reversible. Thus Barry saying we can't let this get any worse. Either way, whether I'm right or wrong, I think it's a mixture of at least the one where Nora comes back in time to see her father, because maybe through the mistake that she makes, she will learn that she has to go back, she can't change the timeline even though she wants to, whether that's getting her father back in the present, and it will make season 5 a lot more meaningful in the present, because Nora will be stuck there temporarily, maybe until the end of the season. She'll be getting to know her father, which she never got to know when she was growing up and becoming a woman that she is today, but knowing she'll be going back to a timeline where her father is dead, it will just make all those interactions so special in the present, and it'll be weird for Barry at the same time, because it's not like he's even ready for Nora to be around, but he's going to have to treat it potentially at a certain point in the season that he's not going to know her when she's this age in the future. So he's going to have to weirdly make most of that now, even though he hasn't even conceived her with Iris. So yeah, that is trippy, but it's really cool. Either way, speedsters, let me know. Do you agree with any of the ideas that I had for whatever Barry was asking Nora about? Why he was asking why she would keep that from them and that he has to know, and then she goes on about a poker face. So she's definitely hiding something, and I don't think it is that big mistake. There's definitely something that she was keeping a face on throughout the episode, and then obviously reveals it to Barry, and that's when shit goes down. So let's start a real conversation in the comments down below. Let me know all your thoughts with that, because we've got a little while till season 5 comes out, and I would love to just read everything that you guys have to say. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, guys, be sure to check out my Flash season 5 Comic Con trailer breakdown, but also if you're into Arrow and you want to see my breakdown of the season 5 trailer there, I'll leave that in the card right there now. If you want to see more coverage on the Flash season 5 and other nerdy videos just like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel to never miss out on a single one. I'd really appreciate it if you got to this point in the video, you right there sitting in your chair or looking at your phone, click that like button, as it really does help the video out and it helps it grow, and be sure to share it with all your speedster friends as well. But other than that, guys, links as always are in the description to my social media, to my Patreon, where you can support the channel even more. But I think that is all I've got to say, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.